this.
2003 everyman Chris Moneymaker took out Ivey with ace-queen. Now, 6 years later, another everyman, Darvin Moon, is poised to take out Ivey with ace-queen again.
Is just one moment from the 2009 World Series of Poker main event final table. One moment of many amazing moments that all added up to one of the most exciting,
let's do it again,
and dramatic final tables in poker history.
The river card is a tray! Joe Cada doubles up!
Joe Cada with the call of his life, and Cada sits Darvin Moon back down.
But what made it such a memorable experience for poker aficionados and casual viewers alike? Let's get into it. But before we do, thank you for checking out Poker Boom. We appreciate you being a part of the channel, and if you have any video ideas you want to see us make, please let us know in the comments. We're always in there, and we would love to hear from you. In the vast and illustrious history of the World Series of Poker, one final table stands out as a true masterpiece, capturing the essence of poker's drama, skill, and unpredictability. The 2009 WSOP final table is often hailed as one of the best in the series' history, and for good reason. Now, to understand the significance of the 2009 WSOP final table, we must first acknowledge the talented cast of characters who took their seats that day. At the forefront was Phil Ivey.
I never thought I would see a pro win this tournament again. So if Phil does it, he may be the best player of all time.
A living legend in the poker world with an unparalleled skill set and reputation that preceded him. Joining him were other formidable opponents including Darvin Moon, Jeff Schulman, Eric Buckman, and Joe Cada, each bringing their own unique style and strategy to the table.
All in.
And it is time to get aggressive for Cada, all in with those fours.
This mix of seasoned professionals and relative newcomers added an extra layer of intrigue to what was to come. Now, one of the things that made the 2009 WSOP final table truly exceptional was the palpable drama that permeated the atmosphere. The clash of personalities, contrasting playing styles, and the weight of the moment created an electric environment that captivated everyone who watched. With millions of dollars on the line and the coveted WSOP bracelet within reach, the stakes were higher than ever, setting the stage for an unforgettable showdown. So let's talk about the winner. First and foremost, there should be unanimous agreement on one point. The winner of the 2009 main event, Joe Cada, commands admiration. At just 21 years old, he was the youngest winner in the history of the WSOP, taking that record away from Peter Eastgate just 1 year after his main event victory. Emerging as the last contender out of a staggering 6,494 entries, the third largest attendance in the history of live poker tournaments. But the true measure of his accomplishment lies in scrutinizing the intricate path he took to claim poker's richest and most esteemed prize. Before the final table unfurled, Joe Cada found himself on the fringes of consideration. The spotlight shone especially bright on poker legend Phil Ivey, and public sentiment considered Cada an unlikely contender. He was thought of as the ultimate underdog, but in the grand tradition of sports legends, Joe Cada orchestrated one of the most remarkable final table comebacks ever. He battled adversity. When reduced to a mere fraction of chips, he defied expectations, doubling up repeatedly.
And Phil Ivey needs an ace or an 8 to end Joe Cada's bid to become youngest main event champ ever.
The river card is a 7! Joe Cada doubles up!
Until he reclaimed a competitive stance.
River card is a queen! Another double up for the 21-year-old who's over 23 million now, his high point of the night.
And of course, the hallmark of any sporting spectacle lies in its conclusion. Joe Cada's journey to victory encapsulated this essence, featuring a seesaw battle and a heads-up play with Darvin Moon. The final outcome remained uncertain until the very last card was dealt, at the culmination of 2 intensely protracted days. The final hand featured Cada being dealt pocket nines, which he raised to $3 million. Moon looked down at Queen Jack of Diamonds and re-raised to $8 million. After looking back down at his hand and thinking for a few seconds, Cada made the bold move of going all in, to which Moon called.
call.
And Darvin makes the call with his suited Queen Jack.
Wow, Darvin plays by different rules, and he makes that all-in call for $64 million.
Going into the flop, it was a relative coin flip. The flop was 8-2-7, all black, not helping out Moon's hopes of a straight or a flush. The turn came up a king of hearts, again no help to Moon, even though the paint must have excited him. Finally, the river was a 7 of clubs, again no help to Moon, and giving Cada the win.
Joe Cada rewrites poker history, becoming the youngest main event champ ever.
But let's expand our view and look at some of the other players at the table now. The mantle of the tragic hero fell upon Antoine Seyoud from France. Starting with minimal chances, Seyoud defied expectations, claiming the chip lead when only 3 players remained. However, a cruel twist of fate epitomized by a miraculous deuce for Cada denied Seyoud the chance to become the first French poker champion.
Sorry, you deserved it. I'm sorry.
His stoic response to defeat added a poignant layer to the tournament's narrative.
If that deuce doesn't come, it's very possible you are the world champion. Has that sunk in yet?
It's a game, it's a poker.
And of course, you can't talk about the 2009 main event without discussing its runner-up, Darvin Moon.
We played cards in the cabin every night. We just rag on each other, tell each other, you're terrible, get up the next morning and do it all over.
His unassuming approach, combined with a determination to savor the experience, challenged preconceptions. His resilience and his near victory defied critics who doubted his capabilities almost as much as they did Cada's. Spanning over 17 hours, the final table at the time was the second longest finale in history. This marathon of poker expertise celebrated both skill and, almost more importantly, endurance. In a feature on Poker News afterwards, their editorial staff all gave their opinions on why this particular main event was so awe-inspiring, saying, "The main event final table contained a fascinating mix of players. You have the young gun Joe Cada, who eventually wins, but you never saw that coming until the very end. Of course, all eyes were on Phil Ivey, the established professional, and arguably one of the best in the world. And then, out of nowhere, you've got Darvin Moon, the logger and guy everyone can relate to. Seeing Darvin win a huge hand against Phil Ivey, I think gave all of us hope." Another staffer said, "Darvin Moon, what a story that was. He didn't want the sponsor deal, which boggled my mind. He was just there, playing his favorite game, not much else. Could one of the way more experienced players beat him? In the end, Joe Cada did, but it was exciting to follow along with." And finally, a third just said, "The 2009 final table got my vote due to the amount of top-tier players on the final table." Now, Joe Cada's triumph not only catapulted him to superstardom, but also symbolized a changing of the guard in the poker world.
The mouth, again, speaks volumes for me.
The $8.5 million first place prize was not just a life-changing sum for Cada, but also a testament to the growing allure and financial rewards of professional poker.
I'd like to thank all my fans for coming out and supporting.
The 2009 WSOP final table didn't just deliver a thrilling spectacle. It left an indelible mark on the poker landscape. The combination of star power, of strategic brilliance, and of emotional highs and lows made it an instant classic, ensuring its place as one of the best WSOP final tables in history. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. And if you like this video, go check out one of our other videos. Some links are there right in the player window for you. And we will see you in the next one.